Hello you bloody legends, hello gaming family, this is Jared the Blind Gamer and this is Adaptation episode 5. Adaptation is the series where I basically take a look at games from different platforms that are based on other things that have been adapted from movies, TV shows, real life events and anything in between essentially. I'm going to be shaking this series up in the next couple of episodes, guys, because we've focused on TV shows for a while now, and I'd like to sort of broaden horizons a little bit. So the next video that we're going to be doing after this one is Master System games based on movies, because I want to do a little bit of work on the Sega Master System because I've really been enjoying that platform lately. So this is Adaptation episode 5, Game by Advanced Games based on TV shows, part 2. Let's get stuck right in with one of my favourite TV shows from the early 90s, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and this one's called Rise of the Darkhul King. Now basically I really enjoyed the Buffy games on the GameCube. I don't know if I played the one on the Xbox, I can't remember, but Chaos Bleeds on the GameCube was a fantastic game, and this kind of takes its cue from this, although this is set in the show's 4th season, which explicitly talks about events in the show's 4th season. And it's, rather than being a sort of 3D platformer, this is a 2D platformer. The sprite of Buffy looks very similar to the one used in Chaos Bleeds and the other Buffy the Vampire Slayer game. I forgot the name of it now. You've basically got a different selection of weapons, so Buffy can use axes, stakes, and different things, holy water and things like that to off her enemies. There's like double jumps and things that you have to do. There's obstacles you have to come through, by clicking switches to well, I don't know what's happened to Sunnydale, but to be fair, it's not looking good. There's giant cracks in the earth and things, and I think the local council needs to be informed, and they need to get some workmen out there pronto, because it's a bit of a health and safety risk, to be honest with you. All these vampires out on the street and things, we really need to get someone on that, and I think this is what Buffy is thinking. So as a game, it is okay. It's not the most playable game in the world, but it does kind of mix things up a little bit. You've got to remember this is a handheld game, so I would say it's pretty decent for what it is. And I would, if you're a fan of the series, I would definitely consider giving this a go. Panther, Pinkadelic Pursuit. Oh, what happened? The PlayStation version of this is sublime. I highlighted this in episode 1 of Adaptation, and what is this? I'm on the moon or something. I can't attack anyone. I've got dogs eating me. The levels all over the place. What is this? Oh, it's awful. I'm so disappointed. I was looking forward to playing this, and I thought, oh, it might be something similar to what we had on the PlayStation. But sadly, no. This is terrible. A bit gutted about that, to be fair. But there we go. Avoid. The Simpsons Road Rage. Now, basically the Simpsons Road Rage is the Simpsons' answer to Crazy Taxi. Now, I'm not too bad at Crazy Taxi, given my history with driving games. I'm not too bad with Simpsons Road Rage. But to be honest with you, this I struggled with. And you can see on screen now I am pretty much struggling. Again, I don't know if it's because of my eyesight, but there's too much going on screen at once, and it doesn't translate well to the 16-bit. A for effort, points for trying, honestly, but it didn't, for me, resonate. I can't really tell where the destination is. The map is way too small, and I'm playing this, on a big screen. So I remember playing it on a small screen. It was nigh on impossible. When you actually play it on the original hardware, it's nigh on impossible. I found it nigh on impossible. If you guys had a different experience, please let me know in the comment section below. But for me personally, yeah, unfortunately, I think it's a case of giving that one a miss. Inspector Gadget. Now, I was hoping that this would be kind of cool. You've got, it's based on the original Saturday morning cartoon, as far as I can tell. You can either play as Gadget, Penny, or the dog. I can't remember the name of the dog at the moment. And you've basically got to destroy these machines, and there's like 7 stages to go through. You can flip between characters with a touch of a button. Different characters got different abilities. But to be perfectly honest with you, it's so bland, and the levels are so long and drawn out that by the time I was near the end of the first level, I'd had enough. I was done. I was done with it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not a game I can really recommend, even for the handheld. This is Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase. Now, this is an adaptation of one of the Hanna-Barbera movies based on the Scooby-Doo cartoon. I covered the PlayStation version of this. A very similar kind of precedent to the PlayStation version, where you're up against the Phantom virus and you basically go into cyberspace. But on this one, you play as the whole team rather than just Scooby and Shaggy. You collect the CDs and then you go into cyberspace. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, this is one of those games where it's kind of cheap. You've got to collect all the Scooby snacks, or a set number of Scooby snacks, before you can face the boss, or you face like an end sort of part of the game. To be honest, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it half as much as the version I played on the PlayStation. The PlayStation version I reviewed in episode 1, I think it was episode 1 of Adaptation. I'll put a link on screen for it now if you want to check out the PlayStation version. If you're going to play a version of this game, the PlayStation one is much better. This is Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem. Now, this is a lot better. You're basically going to a library to meet with someone that Thelma used to know, an old lecturer of hers. You're basically looking for ghosts. You're sneaking around, investigating, and solving different puzzles. As a platformer, this is probably a lot better. It looks a lot nicer. It's a lot more pleasing on the eye. Scooby and Shaggy, pop out really nicely. It's good platforming. I like the fact that you are sneaking past the enemies. You're not sort of having to hit them or kill them. You've basically got to sneak past them. It's more sort of puzzle solving than it is actually, combat. And this feels more like what a Scooby-Doo game should be, to be perfectly honest with you. I actually quite enjoyed playing this. Definitely the better out of the two that I own. So, I would say this is a decent enough game to recommend, to be honest with you. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has interacted with the channel so far. The views that I've gotten on some of these videos have been absolutely overwhelming. I am now uploading every Wednesday and Sunday. So I will have new videos around 8 PM every Wednesday or Sunday. I'm going to try and stick to 8 PM. It might be slightly before or slightly after. Every Wednesday and a Sunday at 8 PM I'm going to be putting new videos out for you guys to watch. Again, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and dropping a like on this video. I'd like to reach 100 subscribers by the end of January. You guys can help me do that if you really enjoy this content. Thank you so much. Extreme Ghostbusters Code Ecto 1. So this is based off the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon spin-off to the real Ghostbusters. Essentially, for those of you who don't know, it was a cartoon that aired throughout the 1990s as a sequel to the original Ghostbusters cartoon. Egon is the sole Ghostbusters left at the firehouse and a university lecturer, and he puts together a new team of Ghostbusters that go out and bust ghosts, essentially, and shenanigans are going down, and basically you've got to go out and find out what's happening. Honestly, I didn't really get much of the story of this. The text is quite hard for me to read, but essentially you start out an Ecto 1. You collect clocks, so that means that you've got more time to get to your destination. Yay! Why have they got involved these driving sequences in these games? I don't get it. What's the point? This isn't offensive, but it's just boring. It deters something from the actual full game, because when you actually get to the action platforming stages, the game is actually pretty good. I like the fact that you can switch between two Ghostbusters. They have different attributes between them. You basically go around shooting ghosts. It's a perfectly fine action platformer. I like the level design. I love how colourful it is. There is a story that's sort of playing out here. I had a lot of fun. With these levels. It was just the driving levels that kind of upset the apple cart for me. But could I recommend this game? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Is it as good as new Ghostbusters 2 that I did a Let's Play on recently? No. If you want to actually take a look at a really decent Ghostbusters game that is absolutely beyond reproach, then take a look at new Ghostbusters 2 on the NES. I've put a link at the top that that'll take you to my Let's Play video, and you can take a look at that. That's a true to form Ghostbusters game. But this is, it's pretty decent. For the system, I would recommend it. The Flintstones Big Trouble in Bedrock. I like the style of this game, but the platforming just doesn't do it for me. I felt that I was like walking on eggshells throughout it because the hit detection is pretty bad and you don't really have a great deal of range as to what you got to hit. You're basically playing as Fred and you've got a bat. And yeah, I lost interest in this very, very quickly. If you want to see a very good Flintstones game, take a look at the PlayStation Bedrock bowling game I reviewed in an earlier episode of Adaptation. I'll put the link on screen now. Justice League, Injustice for All. Who says you can't do a good Superman game? Now basically the game starts off where you are Superman and Wonder Woman, and there's robots basically terrorising Metropolis, and you gotta go and see what's going on. The designs are very much based off the Justice League animated series, and it's actually fairly decent. Superman can fly, he's got his laser vision, he can obviously hit things as well. You're fighting robots, he can get hurt, so he's not invincible, but it is a fairly decent action platformer, to be perfectly honest with you. It looks really nice. I like the little explosions. I like the fact that he can literally take flight and fly around the levels, and that's part of the mechanics of the game. To reach different points. Wonder Woman can also fly. And the plot sort of thickens. There's you go back and you speak to your other Justice League companions, and you find out that there's other shenanigans going on. And in the next level I was playing as Batman and the Flash, and this plays very similar to the Batman games that I reviewed in episode 4. The level design is really kind of cool because you've got to really work out where you're supposed to go. But once you sort of do that, you've definitely got something interesting on your hands here. It was cool to play as the Flash. There's not many games out there that you can actually play as Barry Allen. But it's one that I would definitely recommend. It's one of the better Justice League games out there, I'd have said. And it's definitely one of the best Superman based games out there. And it's cool. It's cool to play as these characters, the beloved DC Universe characters. Don't get the best outing, as far as earlier games are concerned. And the animations are really, really slick and nice. The backgrounds are good. They very much represent the cartoon which they're based from. Yeah, I would definitely give this one a go, guys. So, I generally found that most of the games based on TV shows on the Game Boy Advance were passable. Wasn't really many titles that sort of stood out that I had a lot to say about, to be perfectly honest with you. So, we're going to be shaking things up in the next episode. I'm going to take a look at the Sega Master System and look at Sega Master System games based on movies. But I also want to have a look at things like games based on real life events and really sort of shake this series up a little bit. I'm finding it's getting a little bit stale, a little bit stagnant. So we're going to see if we can shift direction a little bit, maybe try different formats within one show. If you guys got any suggestions of games that I could do or showcase, let me know in the comment section below. But as the Game Boy Advance goes, there's plenty of other games I could have chose from. I think there was loads like SpongeBob games, there's loads of Nickelodeon games out there, but I could just be here forever, to be perfectly honest with you. And I just want to show you some of the more better ones out there. that are kind of worth playing, and would have sort of like scratched that itch of wanting to play something that's based on something you fondly remember. And that is the point of this series. But it'd be also like good if we could explore something new and something that's a bit more sort of up to date a little bit, or even something that's been, you know, condemned to the times of yesteryear. There's not a great deal out there on the Master System that I've seen that sort of has a lot of commentary, so I'm very much looking forward to doing that episode, which will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I've also got a follow-up to Sonic the Hedgehog games that people might not know about, because I actually learned about some new Sonic the Hedgehog games that I didn't know about after making that last video. I'm also thinking of doing something very similar with Crash Bandicoot. So lots more plans in the works, guys, and I just want to say thank you very, very much for your support over the course of the last couple of months. And the channel is growing, and I'm very, very, very grateful for all of you that took the time to subscribe to the channel and to comment, to like the videos, and to show your support. Guys, you're all bloody legends. Thank you so much. My name's Jared Walters. I'm the Blind Gamer. We'll see you very, very soon. Take care.